Get this.
Trying to get the color right.
Just right, and the lights just right. The next thing that we're going to get for the studio is new lighting, so we can set up a little bit easier.
Hey, Larry, thanks for tuning in tonight. It's good to see everyone in the chat tonight. And
hi, Maureen and Joan, and I am Alan and Julie, our members, and Shazray and Ray.
Hope you're feeling better this week, Shazray.
Yes, Shazray. And welcome everyone. If you have a question, leave it in the chat, and we'd be happy to answer. And Ed's got a
glass chat tonight.
And a glass demo. If you have any questions about the things that we've done, the videos that we've had out this week, just
I don't know if I like this new monitor or not. I'm awful big.
I know. It's kind of weird, right? So we'll get used to it. I can see the chat a little bit better, but I don't see any questions. So if you have a question, leave it in the chat. Jules is here. Ed's here.
Hey, Ed, I was thinking about you today.
Michelle
just wondering how you've been.
Is here. Dakota is here. Nadia's here. Magali's here. Hey, Magali.
Hey.
And Deb Soul and Susan, Carrie, Cat St. Jane, Larry Freshwater, D. Cooper, Kevin W. Hey, Kevin. Julie Graves, I am Alan, Jen S., Brenda Wonder, Dee.
They say the picture's perfect tonight, Barb.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
So that's awesome.
Okay, guys. Well, tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you've been doing. Ed and I are...
we worked all weekend. We completed a beginner stained glass class this weekend.
Yeah, we had a beginner. So if our beginners that just took the class are probably watching tonight,
yeah,
so
maybe.
welcome.
Thank you.
Say hi.
Yeah, I hope y'all had a good time and that we learned something, and we're all taking another class together in June. We look forward to that with you.
Shas Ray's out of the hospital.
Good.
So good. Thank
I'm
goodness,
so happy
right?
for you, hon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Ray wants to know what the temperature is here, Barb. Right now, Ray, it's 38 degrees. And I think we have a warming trend coming up. So they're talking by Thursday, we might even be in 70-degree weather here, which is kind of nice.
Robert said he's been watching some of our older videos. They're pretty funny, aren't they, Robert?
Yeah. Woo, I'm glad I got a haircut.
Yeah, things have changed a little bit. We hope they get better and better.
Right.
The older videos are quite helpful.
We still laugh at the older videos too,
yeah,
Barb.
I don't mind if you laughed at them. Okay, so I had a question about, let's see, Susan Harris wants to know her solder seems to peel a lot. What am I doing wrong?
Seems to peel a lot.
I don't know what that means.
You could be working too cold.
I meant peaks. She said I meant peaks.
Oh.
Cold.
Yeah, spell check. Don't you love that?
It changes everything.
Yeah, it's cold. If it's peaking on you, you're too cold. Yeah.
Too cold.
Yeah, just turn the iron up a little bit. Make sure you do your test and get that bead just right. And this weekend we had a great time because we were Sunday we were finishing up our projects from Saturday, and we're finishing up the class on Sunday, and we talked a little bit about soldering, which was really, the two things in stained glass that everybody has trouble with are cutting glass and soldering. Everything in between, everybody's pretty much good with. So what I told my students this weekend was, and you guys can go back and watch a video, is do the touch and go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And when you get that done, go back and start at the very end where you started the 1, 2, and pull your soldering iron and count 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you count at that speed, you'll see the solder bead up behind the tip on your soldering iron and just pull it at that speed. And that, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, y'all will form a bead, a professional bead, by just doing it that way of soldering. So if soldering's messing with you a little bit, take a look at the soldering video where we show you how to do the touch and go, and then drop back into it and pull very slowly. And if you'll count in your head, 1, 2, it's kind of like the second hand on the clock. And if you'll pull that edge of the iron to you that way at that speed, your bead will roll right up and it'll stay it'll look perfect. I promise you.
Did you answer Ray what temperature?
I
it is
did,
here?
38 degrees. Yeah, I did, Ray. I'm sure it's colder up there, buddy.
It was 21 here the other morning, which is really, really cold for
Yeah,
here.
it was 20. Oh, it was 22 this morning here.
Oh, it was 22 this morning? I
Yeah,
don't
so
know. I
it's
was
been cold in
sleeping
the mornings, and then we warm up a little bit because we're like 15 miles from the Atlantic Ocean, so we get a little bit of warm air too. So
Jules said she found a cool glass pattern off a Kleenex box. Inspiration can be found anywhere.
anywhere, that's right.
Oh, I did want to tell you all, I'm getting a lot of entries for the
Oh my gosh,
upcoming viewer showcase. So it should be pretty good. I think it's going to be a big one. So if you have an entry, go ahead and send it in. We'll be taking them until the next. It
Yeah,
won't be
and
next week.
Some
It'll
of the
be
stuff coming in
following week.
already is just really absolutely gorgeous.
I think it's the week after next, isn't it?
It is week after next.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so we still have plenty of time. I just wanted to let you all know it's going to be a good viewer showcase for sure. We've got some really good stuff in too. So
Okay.
if you want to be in the mix,
So let's see. We have a question down there from Jan S.
okay.
Down.
Well, I
Oh,
have
if
one.
we're up, yeah.
Okay.
There we go, Jen. She's back. There you go. That's the same question down there. That's good. We just saw it, Jen. Sorry, hon.
Okay.
That new monitor.
Which would give a large sun catcher longer lasting support? Finishing with hobby cane or wrapping it with 18 gauge wire and beating the edge?
I think the look would probably be better with, and actually the 18 gauge is going to be a little bit heavy. I think I would use 20 gauge wire and go ahead and bead the edge up, and that will definitely suffice everything, and it'll stay together forever. So
It'll be better support and it'll look better.
yeah, because a hobby cane,
Stretches.
eventually it'll stretch again. Even after you stretch it, it's going to stretch again. I really like the finish on sun catchers when people take the time to wire them and bead them up on the edge. I think they just look so much better that way.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
Thank you, Ray, for posting that touch and go easy way to solder for beginners. And let's see.
Yeah, because my students this weekend, man, when they were done soldering, they were like, I was really afraid to do that. so it worked out really well, and we had a great time this weekend. It was a good time, wasn't it?
Okay, so someone wants to know I can't read that name, Zold. Anyway, they said
Too old for something.
Oh, Too Old. Anyway, Too Old wants to know, hi everyone, love your videos and live streams. I have a project that is going to take me 2 or 3 days to finish. How long can I leave the copper foil on the glass sit before I solder them?
Here's the thing. Just make sure what you need to do is just cover your work up at night when you're done with it. Because oxidation is going to be your worst enemy after 3 days if you're copper foiling or lead, either one. But I prefer when I'm done for the day, cover your work up, even with a white piece, just a white piece of paper. Just cover your work up and keep the dust off of it and the dampness, and you'll be fine.
As long as you don't flux it, you can let it sit overnight. But once you put the flux on it, you need to
Finish
go ahead
it.
and solder it.
Yeah.
Don't let the flux sit overnight.
Yeah, so as long as if you're foiling and putting it, getting it that way, that's fine. But once you start soldering, make sure you've taken a nap because you need to work all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, that's me taking a nap.
But it's, as long as you haven't put flux on it, it can sit there for a while. Just
Right.
cover it up and don't let it get oxidized.
Right. So once you start fluxing, finish.
Jen S. wants to know, when wrapping the edges of a sun catcher with wire, do I need to work the ends of the wire into the lead lines of the body of the piece?
You should at least work the beginning into the lead lines, and then work your way around and come right back to it if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden it's pulling on the whole sun catcher, and it's really going to be pretty. So.
Quote of the week from a group discussing difficulties cutting glass. Sometimes the glass can just be a jerk.
Has nothing to do with the glass.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the glass can be
that's
very
funny.
frustrating. Yes, it can
That's
be.
funny. That's
Yeah.
funny. Oh. Okay.
And the thing about glass is it has no feelings, and it doesn't even know who you are. But we do. We know who you are, and we want to help you cut glass.
Okay, let's see. I don't see any more. Am I missing something? Because I can't
Let me move
scoot
this
down.
over.
I'm trying to
Is that
read
better?
the
Oh, okay.
chat.
Y'all, we got quite a few people in the chat room tonight, and thank you everyone from tuning in from
Everywhere.
the West Coast to the East Coast and across the pond, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay, and I can't, I don't know what this is. Quote of the week. I'm at I am Alan 707. Okay, my chat is not moving, so I don't know if I have any questions or not.
Is it frozen in your pad there? Or?
I don't know what it is. Let me look here. See if I can see
Okay,
something.
so hold tight, guys. We're trying to scroll down, and
My scroller's not
my
working.
scrolling is a frozen. We have a frozen scroller, everybody. Hold on one. So we want to say hi. I see a lot of new people that are tuning in tonight that we haven't seen before. So thank you guys very much. And I wanted to let you know just before airtime tonight, we turned on, and we are at 23,557 subscribers for the evening. And so that puts us on track for a targeted 25,000 subscribers by the end of February, y'all. And we can't do that without you guys. So thank you so much. I see a couple of y'all that are out there tonight that have signed up for our classes coming up in March. And so we look forward to meeting you guys at that time. And also we look forward to seeing you and helping you within this endeavor that we all call art class.
Okay.
Is that what's the problem is? We couldn't scroll down?
I can't scroll.
You're out of space?
I'm not out of space. It's just not scrolling. But I can see here.
Okay.
Did you know today was Hug Day? Hug Day all the way. Big old hug.
All the way, it's
hug your
Hug
partner.
Day. Everybody hug your partner.
Thank you. That was sweet. Sending a big hug to all of you guys, too.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Big hug. Big
Warm hug.
Any thoughts about Hobby Cane? Carol R.
Hey, Carol. By the way, your lilies are really pretty. And so, Carol, yeah, Hobby Cane is Barbara's great aunt.
Thank you, too old.
Barbara's great aunt used to use Hobby Cane on everything, and she was really good at it. So that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got the light going tonight. Thank you guys so much for that. We appreciate it.
We appreciate that.
And so yeah, just Hobby Cane is great, but if you keep it small, you just don't use it on larger things. So once you leave the bird or the flower sun catcher, then you're going to go to and then you don't want to use zinc over anything more like maybe 24 by 36. And then from there you want to go into a wooden frame. And if you do put zinc around it and it's a rectangle, I would go ahead and put I would put that in a wooden frame as well. But now, as far as your Hobby Cane is nice, but it should only be used, I think, in my personal opinion, should only be used for really small things. And make sure you don't put a hanger on the lead, because it doesn't matter how small it is, eventually it's going to pull away and stretch. So when you're applying a hanger, make sure you put the hanger down inside your sun catcher itself, so that when you're hanging it, it's pulling on the whole thing and not just a part of it. It's pulling everything. So hopefully that'll help you. And Carol, yeah, just the hobby lead, I think it should be used on really small stuff, and then drop back and use your zinc if that's what you prefer.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
SN wants to know, what's the best temperature to solder 60-40 and 50-50?
Well, 60-40 because it melts at a little bit higher temperature than 50-50. 50-50, I believe, melts around 430 and some change. And 60-40, I think, melts at like 455, 452. So, you should use your 60-40 on your copper foil pieces, because if you're going to patina them, you're going to get a much better finished product by using 60-40. 50-50 is what I use on all of my lead projects, and I just find it because I can dial my iron down a little bit lower and still do the same amount of work. But back to your temperatures. So working temperature for both of those, according to my little handheld thermostat, I'm working at about 500 on my rheostat on a number between 7 and 8. I'm working at about 515 to 540 degrees. So I'm about 100 degrees hotter than the solder's melting, but it's still not hot enough to melt the lead while I'm soldering lead, because I'm a big fan of 1, 2, straight up, and go to the next one. 1, 2, straight up, go to the next one. So 50-50 solder on lead windows, 60-40 on copper foil, plus or minus 5 or 10 degrees at about 540 degrees to working temperature. Which, again, here's the thing, y'all. If you use a rheostat with your work, you're going to have much better control over what your iron is doing, dependent, whether it's the atmosphere that you're working in, if you've got air moving across your table, if you've got a fan above you, a window open, all of those things. The humidity even takes its toll on your soldering temperature. So think about that, and depending on where you're working, if you're working in the Great White North, it's really cold, y'all. So your soldering iron, if on your rheostat, you're just going to have to turn it up a little bit. That's all. But remember, too hot melts the glue and causes your flux to bubble, and then you get the little black stuff all around your edges. There's a fine line, y'all, to make your solder look good, and it's all about temperature.
Okay, thank you, Ed. Brenda wants to know.
No.
Brenda
just
wants
kidding.
to know. She says, "Thank you for the framing video. What type of screws do you use?"
So
I
use a number 6.
Oh,
yeah.
number 6.
I use a number 6, 1.5 inch.
Is it drywall, wood, brass stains?
Very coarse drywall screw.
There's a picture of it on the video.
Yeah, there's a picture of it. I actually lay it on the table in the video. Oh, actually tell Barb, while I'm drilling this, I'm going to lay this over here, and it's a number 6. It's a number 6 inch, actually it's 1.5 inch long. Number 6, very coarse sheetrock screw. I just find that they thread in better, they hold better, and honestly, I think they look better. So.
Okay, Aspen wants to know if she can feature us in a project she's doing. She works as a junior at the Academy of Arts, Science, and Technology. Sure, Aspen. Just send me a note. You can call me tomorrow. I'll be here from 10 to 4. So just give us a call.
Yeah, thanks, Aspen. That's awesome.
So, yeah, if she calls, just
we will. We'll patch it through. We'll get you patched over to Barb. We'll have our people, since your people's going to be contacting us.
Okay.
We'll take care of it for you.
Aspen,
That's
that
awesome.
sounds like fun. Okay. What temp for lead-free solder for jewelry?
Don't know, hon, because I don't do jewelry. And I'm guessing you're probably going to need to work fairly high, because tin takes a little bit more temperature to melt. So you're probably going to have to work really high. I think, you know what, if you were going to be making jewelry, I think I might get me one of those Hacko irons, the 601, the 601X maybe. And even though it's a 45 watt iron, remember guys, we've talked about it before, the wattage is only how fast it can recuperate the heat after it starts to cool down. So if you're going to be soldering really hot, I'd get that Hacko iron, the 601, and you're probably going to have to turn it up because it has a rheostat in it, and also it's pretty much designed I'm guessing to run much hotter than the irons with the copper tips are. So think about that. And I'm not sure exactly what temperature that lead-free solder operates at, but I'm sure it's much higher than 550 degrees, I'm sure.
Bobby said thank you, Ed. Bobby said she made a sailboat panel years ago when she learned stained glass, I believe it, Bobby with the I. And seeing ours behind us reminded them that they needed to fix theirs.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to send a photo.
Oh, yeah, cool, because that book right there, that sailboat came out of a Carolyn Kyle book in 1985, 84. Anyway,
like that.
Early 80s, y'all. And that window, I built that window on the dining room table that my grandmother gave us as a wedding gift.
Don't tell her.
Well, we can't tell her. But anyway. So anyway, we built that.
Just let the cat out of the bag.
So, but anyway, yeah. So that's a Carolyn Kyle. That is the first window that I ever built for myself, and we lived on the river at that time, and it was actually that's where we got married, was on the river when we were. And I think that sailboat is in a couple of our wedding pictures, isn't it, Barb? Maybe. Might be. It was on the back porch when we got married, but I don't know. But anyway, it's the first window that we built at our home.
No, it wouldn't have been on. No, we didn't build it till after we were married.
After we were married? Oh, 86, that's right.
We didn't get the table till after we were married. It was a wedding gift.
So it was built in 86, y'all.
We got the kitchen table as a wedding gift because we didn't even have a kitchen table when we got married.
Right. And I made a light box to do that window. I made a light box out of a dresser drawer and a light bulb.
Yeah, it was one of those little, those little dressers they used to sell at
Big
Kmart
Lots or Kmart. They were like $20 or something.
So he took the drawer out of it and made it perfect. And stuck a fluorescent light in, a piece of glass on top, and it was.
There was a light box for me. I had a light box.
2 years he used that light box.
So. Man, okay. The things we do because we want to do something bad.
Things we do for love. Okay.
That's right. And I love that sailboat.
Patricia says, my copper foil is a challenge. Where do you purchase or recommend to purchase? I believe maybe it's old.
Well, yeah, if you're copper foil, here's the thing too, though, and we discussed this weekend in class. You can, the grinding part of grinding your glass is actually to rough up that surface so that the copper foil can stick to it. Because most of us are very proficient at cutting glass, so we only use our grinder simply to clean it up and make it look nice. But if you're having trouble with your foil, it could be that you're not getting the edges done correctly, or it could be your foil has oxidized and the tape on the back, the sticky side, has pretty much dissipated over the time. But I tell you, we buy our copper foil from Sunshine Glassworks, and Sunshine is the sponsor of our show. We also buy a lot of our other tools from Sunshine. So if you want to give them a shout, give Sunshine a shout out, and Ray will pop the number up for you. You can contact them or go to their website at sunshineglass.com and check them out. And again, great place for foil, good prices for everyone. And lots and lots of glass, y'all. So we want to thank Sunshine for sponsoring the ARTyRV channel. And we want to remember, if they can help you, please give them a call. Talk to Sean or Scott and see if they can't help you guys out with anything that you may have going on. So
it's a great group there. You really love working with them. Okay, more questions. Brenda said she thought it looked like a drywall screw, but she wasn't positive.
Yeah, and then any wood glue or brown glue will do the trick on that. So
yeah, and let's see, 89 folks here tonight. And
wow.
Give us a thumbs up.
Hey, everybody, let's give Ray a thumbs up because you see he's working hard again tonight, everybody. Thank you, Ray, for everything you do. And I assure you, it is greatly appreciated.
It is appreciated, right? So if you have a question, just leave it in the chat. If you're here watching the rerun, we welcome you. We do this every Monday night at 7 o'clock. Ed and I have been doing stained glass for about 38 years.
A long time.
Well, he's been doing it 38. And we've been in business for 36 years.
Together. And we work together every day.
Every day.
So those of you that think you can't work with your spouse, I will tell you this. If you have a special relationship, and we're very fortunate that we have that relationship, that we can work together as well as live together. And yes, we still sleep together too. So
We sleep in the same bed.
we sleep in the same bed.
Haven't kicked him out yet.
Hadn't kicked me out yet. I haven't started snoring that loud yet. So, but anyway, y'all, we're very fortunate, and there's really just so many things, and we enjoy sharing not just our knowledge about stained glass with you guys and helping you with your project, but we don't mind, sharing some of our life with you as well. So thank you for tuning in.
AK Martinez is here.
Hey,
AK.
hope you're well.
Yeah. She wanted to know, she watched the framing video. Is it better to put the anchors on the side or the top for hanging? Okay,
so AK, this is what we talked about in the video. So if you're going to put your eye hooks on the top and you're going to hang the window that way, then your screws go in from the side. So you don't put your screws straight down, then put your eye hooks, because now everything's just pulling on the screws. And it doesn't matter how much glue you use or anything, it can always come apart. But if you'll run your screws in this way and your hooks down that way, it's not going anywhere for sure.
That's what makes it work.
That's what makes it all work together. Yeah. And just a quick question, AK, how did all that glass that you found for that project turn out while you were trying to get it all cleaned up? So,
Carol R. said she tried to get Band-Aid to sponsor us, but they ignored her. I'll give it a try. I'll ask them if they saw your letter.
We'll give it a try, because I just got 2 boxes in Saturday.
Yeah, we get them in every couple months.
Well, when you have students, everybody's springing leaks because they're not used to working
this guy,
I'm always springing a leak or bumping into something. Yeah.
Okay, Jules said don't buy foil from the hobby store. It's a waste of money.
Oh, no. And I'm not going to say the name of the hobby store.
Or any.
Any of those.
Either your stained glass retailer in town, your stained glass store.
Right.
Not a hobby store, just your stained glass store.
Yeah, because they're shopping and not only getting the best price, but they're getting the best product that's available.
Yeah, because they want you to come back. Hobby stores, I mean, like, you know what I'm talking about. The big box stores. They're not, that's not individual service, but your
and it says so right on
stained glass stores.
It says so right on the copper foil.
Or Sunshine.
Yeah. Sunshine.
Also, our Amazon store, we have copper foil.
Yeah, I think we have Edco on our Amazon store.
Yeah, if it's still in stock. We try to keep it in stock on the store. Sometimes it runs out. That's the Amazon store, and there's a link in the description of the video here today, of the live stream. Okay, and Maureen said she got her framing delivered today and is excited to break out the miter saw and get to
Okay,
work.
now remember, here's the deal. And and we didn't go over thumbs up in the middle of the screen. We didn't go over any precautions about using that miter saw. But ladies and gentlemen both, please make sure, if you're going to use the saw, make sure your hair is pulled back. No floppy sleeves. No floppy shirts. All of those things can get hung up in that blade. So please, whatever you do, make sure you pull your hair back, get it behind your head, and use all of the safety precautions. If you don't wear glasses, make sure you're wearing safety glasses. That saw is like, man, and it has no feelings either. So be careful with it. That's all I can tell you. And make sure you don't wear loose fitting clothes. I know it's time, maybe you might have some sleeves that hang down like this. Let me tell you, if that blade catches that, it's going to pull that in, and then what comes afterwards is your arm. So please, ladies and gentlemen, be careful making your frames and be careful using your miter saw.
AK Martinez says she needs to schedule an appointment with you. Sure, AK. Just anytime. Just give us a holler.
We'll be happy to help whatever you do.
Set something up for you. Let's see. And she's still working on all that glass.
Are you? Okay. I've been thinking about it for a while because I know you said it was kind of stained and everything, and I'm glad it's working for you.
Nina said hobby store, talking about hobby store solder. She didn't realize it was a lesser quality until she tried the real solder.
Right, yeah. So it's a hobby store solder has a lot of trash in it. You know, I can promise you that even wholesale, I'm paying close to $20 a roll for it. So, and the big box stores are paying probably $6 and $7 a roll. And so you want to be careful. It's got a lot of trash in it. I tell you all the best solder is the Amerway and the Canfield. Canfield's going to cost you the most probably, but it's the top of the line solder. So you don't shortchange yourself or your customers by the materials that you're using. So, if you have to spend an extra $1 for a roll of solder, I promise you, it's definitely worth it. And Sunshine stocks a couple different manufacturers of solder, but I've never had any trash from Sunshine. So I just thought I'd let y'all know that. You know, back in the day, before the plumbers had to quit using 50/50 and got hogtied to 95.5, the 50/50 solder, we used to buy 100-pound boxes of it. And, I didn't realize it back then, but boy, that stuff had some trash in it. And thank goodness we weren't trying to run a bead on copper foil. We were just soldering joints on leaded windows. But man, yeah, that stuff had some trash in it. So you can imagine the plumbers were using that to sweat in your copper pipes in your house.
Carol said, and no hanging jewelry.
No,
and
anything
Robert
loose.
Said he can verify that he lost the tip of one finger from a saw. So please be careful.
Well, I've had a drill wrap up my shirt tight enough where it tore the skin, and it just makes sure there is no loose fitting clothes, and definitely y'all pull your hair back.
102 people in the chat right now.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what we did? We just broke a record, everybody.
We just broke a record. Hey, y'all. Okay.
That's awesome.
We're breaking a lot of records around here lately. Okay. I have one more question.
We are?
Yeah, we are breaking.
We are breaking records.
Okay, and so Patricia says she loves the sailboat. Thank you, Magali, for that. I can't see how many people are in the chat. I can only check at the end because of the way my settings are. But thank you for sharing that because I have no way of knowing until everything is over. Bonnie wants to know how big should a project be to put a wood frame on it. My daughter bought me a beautiful peacock stained glass window, but the quality of soldering seems weak, and it's in an H frame, 24 by 16.
Yeah, it would be really good with a wooden frame around it, and then you wouldn't have to worry about anything ever happening to it. Then you can hang it in your desired window that you want to be able to look at it. And then you don't have to worry about one day maybe saying to your daughter, that window you got me, it fell, and I don't know what we can do with it. But anyway, since I put it in a frame, dear, it won't ever happen. So we're in good shape.
Okay. Some people prefer Amerway. Some people prefer Canfield. Whatever you decide.
Neither one of those. Both of those are good solders.
Yeah, both of them are good.
And you guys, thank you all for letting us know which solder you're using. I mean, because it's always nice to know. Now we keep Amerway here in the shop, and we don't. I don't keep a lot of Canfield, but I use their lead products. So.
Okay, Pauline's here. Hi, Pauline.
Hey, Pauline. Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Okay, I think this would be a good time to stop and do a glass chat. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I have a kind of a yellow shirt on tonight.
Oh.
So I grabbed a yellow piece of glass.
Cool.
And I wanted to share this with y'all. I think that Carol is probably the closest one to this manufacturer because she says she lives less than an hour from Bullseye, which is just it's ridiculous. You live so close to Bullseye.
Okay.
But I wanted to share this with you guys. So this is a beautiful. It's a cathedral yellow. It's fusible, but it doesn't have to be used in fusing only. But your part number is 1120-30. So the 1120 is going to be the part number of the sheet, and the 30 is the color. And then, of course, it's an F after that because it's fusible. But what I wanted to share with y'all, and I'm gonna get
We
mine.
have a few shadows on our camera. We got to work on
And we're
that.
working on the lighting, and wow, my hands look really dirty, but I can promise you they're clean.
Yeah.
And my fingernails are clean.
It's just the way the camera is now with the new monitor, but we'll get it all set up.
Yeah. So what I wanted to share with
Work in
y'all
process.
about this Bullseye glass is it's very nice to cut. And it's kind of textured on both sides. And I'm going to use my silver snip running pliers. And I wanted to say to you guys that we've been getting a lot of compliments on the silver snip running pliers, and a lot of you have purchased these things and are saying nothing but good things about them. Simply because, hey, these are really a nice running plier. Whether you're just a novice or a professional, this pair of pliers, and we don't make any commission on these, but these silver snip running pliers are really a nice addition to anyone's tool arsenal. So this bullseye glass is really soft. It sounds good when you're cutting it. You can break it. You can break it with your hands. Another
Very
thing
soft.
that you can do with it.
You can hear it. It sounds soft.
It just sounds good actually. And then y'all, you can run strips of this stuff. And that's a good reason, why this bullseye is great for fusing is because, if you take and cut strips like that. Right now I want to show y'all something. I want you to look at how narrow that piece of glass is. Look at that. So you can strip this stuff out, and Bullseye is famous for doing their basket weave parts and everything. So that's another reason why this glass is so nice to work with. If you're going to do fusing, you can do that, but Bullseye offers such a great variety of colors that you don't just use Bullseye for fusing. Their glass is second to none and is annealed just absolutely perfect and comes in such a variety of colors and combinations. But remember too, Bullseye glass is the model king, I think. So they know what they're doing. And I wanted to share that with you. And then, Barb, we had a question the other week about, what would you do if you needed a really pretty blue for a project? And so I found this in the back, and I'm going to share this with everybody.
Okay,
This is a Kokomo. Go ahead, Barb. Tell me what it's called.
Two blues.
It's called Two Blues. It's made by Kokomo Glass. And they also make what they call Two Greens. So now, if you're looking for a beautiful sky, this is it. If you're looking for something that's really easy to cut, and you don't always hear it, because I'm going to show you when I take this off of here. I'm just going to show you that. You see the colors stacked in that? See the light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue? Those colors are what gives you the sound that you can hear and the sound that you can't. So here we go one more time. And it rolls right across the top of it. We'll bring this in. We'll grab our silver schnitz and our running pliers.
Would you explain one more time? I have someone here that's having trouble with their silver schnitz.
Okay.
Explain to them about the top and the bottom because maybe they might be having.
So if you're looking in the close-up cam right now, you see a label on your silver schnitz in the top of one of the jaws. Okay, that is the top of the pliers. That means that the little square block that swivels goes on top. Now, and then the round plug goes on the bottom, okay? And for some time, they've been having issues when these running pliers are leaving the plant, the silvers where they're manufactured, that those plugs are just the opposite of each other. So they're sending them to you, and you're trying to use them upside down. So if you're having trouble, that would be mainly the problem.
Check and see.
Check your rubber jaws. Make sure they're where they belong, and then you'll find. Remember, your top jaw is the square rectangle, and your bottom jaw should be the round with the little button in the center. So keep that in mind. And hey, believe it or not, we had several viewers say, "Well, Ed, my pliers were just like you said; they were wrong." So that's good. Even Karen Mills' pliers were wrong up in Greenville.
Were wrong
yeah,
too.
Karen's were wrong too. She's like, Ed.
Okay, so
that's why people weren't liking those pliers, because they were upside down.
Yeah.
They weren't breaking anything. Everybody, they were not breaking. Not even themselves. They weren't even breaking.
Okay, so I am Alan.
Hey, man.
I am Alan sent me an email the other day, and I talked to Ed about this, and he was like, "Yeah, we should do that." But I am Alan had this great idea. Get your glass, get on a scale, and measure the amount of weight, pressure that you're putting on the glass. See if you can use a scale. Well, he got tired of waiting on us, and he went ahead and did it.
Okay.
So
did you use a postal scale?
No. He says, I was curious to see if I was using consistent pressure across my cuts, regardless of the texture. I set up a bathroom scale and my iPhone camera. After several tries, I got consistent. Practice works.
And how many pounds of pressure were you using, Aya? Because I've been trying to explain to my students when they're learning how to cut glass is to take, and the amount of pressure it takes to score the glass is the amount of pressure it takes to depress the head on your cutter. And I taught them that method this weekend, and they excelled in glass cutting this weekend. I was really proud of my students this weekend, how they excelled and what their first project looked like on Saturday afternoon when they got it all cut out. Weren't you, Barb? Do you see how it worked out?
Yeah.
So I am Alan. I'm just curious as how many pounds of pressure.
Yeah, how many pounds of
that
pressure
it took
was it?
as you were rolling across there.
And yeah, so we'll talk more about that when you get here, because I am Alan's taking a class.
Oh, that's right. We see you when do we see Alan? In March? Is it I am Alan, or is it March you're coming down to see us?
May.
May, okay.
Right? You're taking lead, right?
Yeah, lead.
All the classes are full.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah, so here's the thing. If I don't depress the head on my cutter at all, let me see. Yeah, if I don't depress the head on my cutter at all, then this is what I get, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I am only going to depress the head. I'm going to depress the head. And maybe y'all can hear it. Hear it? remember, don't stop. Drive out if you're in a hole. So if you're in a hole, make sure you drive out of it. So Alan, me just depressing the head with the weight of my hand on that spring right there was enough pressure for me to cut the glass, even though this bullseye is a texture. And I'm going to try another little piece of glass. Here, I'm not sure if this works for anything. I had so much trouble with this glass, I finally just said to myself, Ed, you just don't want to fool with this stuff. Again, this is one of those glasses. This is one of those glasses that what they've done is they have mixed it, they've annealed it, what they thought was correctly, but the colors that they stuck in it don't fit really well together. And then this really dark green is an aventurine, and so there's a few little problems that they have with this little bit of glass, but it's pretty though, and it'll do the trick for you. So remember, yeah, so let's try if anybody else wants to try their scales and try scoring their glass, but I'm thinking it's somewhere between 8 and 10 pounds of pressure. It's not very much. So if you're standing on your glass cutter, pushing down really hard, you don't need to do that. So, Alan, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you for the scientific test of that.
Sedona, I'm not sure why that's happening, but thank you. And Sedona's been a member for 2 months. Elisa said something about she got unsubscribed. I don't know anything about that because we're gaining a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, and we can't unsubscribe anybody.
And nobody can unsubscribe, so I'm not really sure.
Nobody can unsubscribe you but you.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how that would be happening, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's probably got to pee.
Can see Ed's work.
Time to pee.
Can we see Ed's work? Thanks, Bar. Is that Adventure Sparkly? I don't know.
Yes, the Aventurine
Adventurine
is sparkly. It's a metallic. It's a metal, like a metal flake kind of glass. But they make it in amber. They make it in blue. They make it in green. Come on up here.
What's the matter with you? Look around at the camera. Look at the camera and
there
say
she
hello.
is.
There she is.
There's our girl.
No, don't bark.
There's our girl.
There she is.
Yeah, she's got to go potty, that's all. She's ready to go potty, Mommy.
Yeah, so you might have yellow Adventurine. It has the glittery in it.
Yeah, you very well might have the...
That technique we talked about last week. I think my email is problem I got. Cat St. Jane about... She said, Barb, I tried to send an email to you on that technique we talked about last week. I think my email, something. What is that?
You were laying your screen on your thing.
I don't know what that is.
You just had the corner of your thing right there.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this in the
That's
dog's
all right.
barking.
It's all good. Miss Mary's got to go potty, and it's all good. Okay,
Cat St. Jane, your your message got cut off. If you want to resend that in just a sec, that's good. Okay, let me get back to this. What is a good glass cutter?
Well, I got 4 right here. So the Toyo brass handle glass cutter is good. I like the Silver Snip 4000. That's a nice glass cutter. It's heavy or weighted, and then I really like the Silver Snit 2000 just for straight lines. So we're getting ready to cut up a bunch of shelves again for another customer starting tomorrow afternoon, and I want to be able to. We're going to use that, and I'll show you exactly. But for a beginner, it's either the brass Toyo cutter or the pistol grip cutter. I would do either one, but I don't know how you're fixed for stability in your hands. But I did find out this weekend with our class that the ladies enjoyed using the pistol grip cutter because they felt they had more control over it. The other thing that they felt that they had more control over was while they were cutting their patterns is by bringing their index finger from their other hand to the other side of the cutter wheel, like that, to the other side of the cutter wheel, and they were using their cutter like this. And what that was doing, that was helping them. What that was doing is it was helping them. It was helping them. Boy, my hair is really good. It was helping them.
We're going to get haircuts, y'all. We'll look better
on
next week.
On the side of the black line that they needed to be on to make their pattern fit. So don't be afraid to use your other hand while you're cutting glass as a guide for your glass cutter. So, but yeah. So the cutters that we use and I recommend are on our website, and you can order them
at the Amazon page.
On the Amazon, at our Amazon storefront, yes.
You can go there, and all the cutting tools are there, and the pistol grip, the Thomas grip, the Toyo super cutter, and the silver schnitz. They're all there. All of our favorites.
And we have them all. We're not just sticking them out there, throwing them in the wind. We have all of these cutters that are on our page, and we've tried them all, and actually I like them all. So.
Yeah, I mean it's just, and using the same cut, you're going to want to change up your cutter because you will
might
get hand fatigue.
Sure.
So changing your cutter from time to time will help if you're cutting a lot of
right,
glass.
and using a cutter that as you do use it all day long, like Barbara said, you're going to get fatigue. There's just no doubt about it. So make sure you take a break, massage your hand a little bit while you're when you're done cutting glass a little bit, and enjoy yourself. I do. Tomorrow I got a big day tomorrow. Cutting lots of glass tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, tomorrow's glass cutting day. We're excited. Okay, everybody.
We finally got everything caught up, and now I can stay in for a while.
In the studio. Now, are you guys got any more questions? Because we got a few more minutes. How do you find discontinued glass?
You've got to know somebody. Discontinued glass. Yeah, go ahead, hon. I'm sorry.
Jennifer said that you recommended that you try the Thomas cutter, and she loves it. I find it gives me more control than the pistol grip, and it was a game changer for her.
Okay, Jennifer. Awesome.
So that's good. It makes a big difference if you find that perfect cutter.
Yeah,
right?
and here's the thing. If you buy them off of our Amazon page, we all know that you can send anything back. So figure, buy 2 or 3 of the glass cutters.
Sales.
Use them, try it, and see which one you like. You may end up keeping all 3 of them, or you may end up sending 1 back or 2 back. So find the cutter that you enjoy and that it fits your hand.
If you have a local stained glass shop, just go in and ask them if you want, of course, buy your cutter from them, but ask if you can use their cutters
to try
them out, and
then
buy.
buy a cutter from them. Don't go in and try their cutters out and then say, "Well, hey, have a good day. I'm going to Amazon." Don't do that to them. They're in business. Brick and mortars. Even in this day and age, brick and mortar is very important to all of us, including Conway Glass. We're a brick and mortar shop too, so. But yeah, so give it a try, and all cutters fit your hand differently. They act differently. For instance, like the 2000, the Silver Snit 2000, it doesn't have a spring on it. It doesn't have an oil feed on it. it doesn't have anything. You know why? It's used strictly for cutting what I think straight lines. But again, we cut all the shelves out for the comic shop with this a couple weeks ago, and he gave us another big order yesterday or today. Today's Monday, yeah. So we'll be cutting some more out for him, and we're going to use that and make sure that they come out correctly.
Okay. Well,
Miss Mary finally calmed down, y'all.
do we have any more questions? I put that link I have that link for the Amazon store right here handy, Ray, so I put it up for you. Thank you. You guys are the best.
You really are, and we broke several records tonight.
Yeah, we broke several
days.
records this week, and we want to thank everyone for watching our videos, watching our live streams, watching our shorts, and everything that you do, all the information.
Watching our shorts?
Watching our shorts. But everything you do, you guys are so amazing. You help each other out, you communicate, you come back every week, and this is such a wonderful group. And you guys have made our channel
grow so much
and just become a huge community. And you're not only an asset to this community,
you're an asset to the industry.
You're an asset to the industry, because anyone that's in the stained glass business or has a business or is learning stained glass, they can come here. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, you're going to find something that's going to help you. And that's what we hope to do, is to help you succeed in what you want to do, whether you're a hobbyist or you own your own business or you're just learning.
And I can promise y'all, we learn something every week that we return back to you as well.
So you guys teach us a lot.
Yeah, and you just don't realize it. You do. You teach us a lot. And so we want to, with a wholehearted thank you. And you know what? One of the records we broke was getting over 100 people in the chat room tonight.
Yeah, that's the first as far as I know. Thank you, guys.
We have...
break records, not glass. That's right.
I
like that.
Yeah, let's break records, right? That's good. And then we got we have... we have 31,000 views of our channel in the last 48 hours. That is a lot, guys, for us. And we are slowly approaching 6 million views. We're at like 5,273,000 views. So that's coming up, and just a lot of things.
Yeah. I can't remember everything that happened this week, but
I can't either, because Barbara's
haven't had a day off yet.
I know. We worked all weekend.
So tonight's not only glass night, it's the glass party night. And so you guys have made our night.
You really have. You really
it's a
have.
glass party. Okay, I think we're going to head out.
So don't forget now, get your windows in for
Viewer showcase.
I don't know why I can't think of that.
2 weeks. You okay?
Check my temperature there, baby.
Okay, I know.
So yeah, viewer showcase. Don't forget, get your stuff in, y'all. There's already 5 or 6 in already, and you guys are
got
just
some good
really
stuff
good.
Coming
Got some
up,
good stuff
and
coming
some
up.
beautiful letters that have been sent to us from people that we've inspired.
That we'll be reading
and they'll inspire you, I promise. So you guys, you hear my puppy?
She's ready.
My puppy's ready.
She's ready to go. Y'all, have a great evening. Be safe out there. Remember, the roads are treacherous when it's cold out. See you next week. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Thank you all
Good
very
night,
much.
everybody.
Good night.